Saira. We proceed to the next Doha. हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे, शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन. In your hands shines a mace and a flag of righteousness. A sacred thread adorns your shoulder. You are the embodiment of Lord Shiva and Vanararaj Kesari's son. There is no limit or end to your glory, your magnificence. The whole universe worships you. Now look at the image of the Hanuman Chalisa Satsang in the YouTube link. This image was very carefully chosen, keeping into mind this particular Doha. On the left side is the Vajra-like hand, strong hand of Hanuman, and also Vajrayudha-like powerful Gada which Hanuman holds. And on the right side, Hanuman carries a flag of Om or flag of Rama, whatever, flag of righteousness. Hanuman holds the thunderbolt in one hand, and in the other hand shines the victory flag of Sri Rama. He is adorned by the sacred thread of munj grass which goes across his shoulders. Hanuman's hands themselves are so strong and powerful as the Vajra itself. Now let us look at the significance of what he holds on the left side, inner significance. Hanuman's left hand holding the Gada or the Vajra. Left side is the Shakti, the moon energy, and the right side is the sun energy. Thus, Hanuman with the Vajra symbolizes the Shakti, the spiritual strength. We always have this Shakti with us, and we must be aware of this. The right side. On the right side, Hanuman holds the flag. A flag symbolizes what the person or the association of persons stand for. For example, a single person or a country, an association, an ashram, etc. We are aware that behind all actions, world watches us who act and then concludes as to what we really are. For example, let us say our national flag, what does it convey? A navy blue wheel representing the chakra is present right in the middle of the white band. The saffron color indicates the strength and courage of the country. The white indicates peace and truth. The green band represents the fertility, growth, and auspiciousness of our land. Our flag speaks all about the values that our great country Bharat upholds. Old-timers would have definitely seen the Sarvadharma Stupa in Prashanti Ashram. Later on, Swami's Yajur Mandir was constructed in that place. The stupa has had 5 religions, and it includes all religions, 5 being a representative of all the religions, and it conveys in a subtle manner that Swami's teachings is beyond individual religions. It is Sanatana Dharma. Usually, flags were flown on chariots in the battlefield to identify them as a friend or a foe. In Hanuman's case, his body itself is like a chariot that flies from place to place. He thus carries Lord Rama's flag in his hand to declare Rama's glory and victory. What is the highlight of Rama's victory? Goswami Tulsidas ji says that Hanuman carried Sri Rama's flag, which symbolizes victory of truthfulness, good character, and faith in God's name. Holding flag represents that we are ready for action. Hanuman, when it comes to action, transfers his gada to the right hand from the left hand. If we observe in any battlefield, the sword that a warrior takes along with him hangs always on the left side waist of the soldier, and from the left side the soldier draws the sword from its cover, from its shield, and is ready for the action. What is the inner significance of this? We have all the strength, Shakti inherent in us, which we use for carrying out various actions as per our dharma, as per the ashrama of the 4 ashramas, whichever ashram we are in. Existing as pure as Hanuman, Bimala Jaso, pure Vimala. Only and only the spiritual, moral strength and purity should be used for carrying out any action by us. Hanuman's only dharma was to serve Rama. So, he holds Rama's flag. What is our flag inwardly, though we may not be holding it in our hands, right hand? Our flag is our Swadharma, flag, the Atma Dharma flag. Like Hanuman's holding the flag, Rama's flag is his readiness to serve Rama. We should be upholding our Swadharma, Atma Dharma foremost, and all our actions should be focused on serving what our Swadharma is. In other words, to attain Atman, to attain self. Kandhe munj janevu saje. Janevu in Hindi is the sacred thread, punal, which we call in Tamil, or punul. It's a sacred thread made of cotton that is worn around the neck when one is initiated into Gayatri Mantra, Brahmopadesham we say. Originally it was made of munj grass and therefore known as munj janev. The knot in the thread represents each of the two threads or the three threads represents Brahman, the supreme consciousness. In Tamil, we call this knot as Brahmakat, the Brahman knot. Okay. For a Grahastha, 2 threads are sufficient. The third is prescribed when one is not having an uttariyam, a cloth in which he would take the Ashirvadam at the end from the Guru. In the absence of the uttariyam, the third thread serves as a substitute for the uttariyam. So 2 or 3, any one of these is okay for a Grahastha. The 3 threads woven together represent the 3 qualities, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and that they are centered on Brahman. The knot is at the center. Traditionally, people are advised, a Brahmin is advised to hold on to the knot of Brahman while chanting the Gayatri Mantra, which means one must always hold on to the thoughts on Brahman, on consciousness, all through. Later on, when he sat once or twice, it was a continuous flow over a period of 3 days when he sat in front of Hanumanji in the temple. What did Hanuman or Sai reveal to him? On the left side is all our strength. And we know by now, after the 4 talks, that the ultimate of all bala or all strengths is the Atma Balam, the Atmic strength. Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi. We took in the initial talk. Whenever any action is to be taken up, this Atmic strength must illumine all actions. The flag which we all must uphold may not be externally, but deep within is the flag of our existence as self. Our real identity. Flag represents the value, the philosophy, the identity of the person or the association of the persons or the country or the ashram. We heard this before. Our only identity is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. This is the flag inwardly we must hold on to. So our Atmic strength on the left side illumines our existence as self on the right side, which is when we are ready for action. Existing as self, or even if we are not yet reached that state, contemplating on self, we enter into the Karma Kshetra, our life, samsara, where we have to undertake various actions from the dawn to dusk. And like the soldier engages in battle, taking his sword left and transferring it to the right side and swinging the sword into action to kill his enemy, to fight his enemy. The enemy that we have to annihilate with our Atma Balam is our ignorance, our ego, our identity. I am this body. This is the biggest enemy, which stands as a barrier between ourselves and Sai, which stands as the barrier between our existence as Jiva and our merger with Sai. Where would the significance of the sacred thread be left out in the whole process? It comes right there. Wearing the sacred thread signifies that one must always hold on to or remain in Brahmic consciousness, Brahman consciousness, while existing in world, must never lose sight, cognizance of Brahman as universal consciousness, pervading the creation, and as Atman, the self, which we really are. The Chaupai conveys only one thing: exist as self, even while you are in this world. How beautifully our Shakti, the Atma Balam, the flag, our identity as self, and our sacred thread with the Brahman knot, our true identity as Brahman, all come together to establish the one truth of our existence. the pure self. Prostrations to Hanuman, prostrations to Sai for giving this ultimate revelation and bringing the left side strength, the right side flag, and the Brahman not all together as a single, integrated, wholesome, unified essence, the self. Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Tej Pratapa Maha Jagubandhana. You are incarnation of Lord Shiva and the son of Kesari. Everyone in this creation respect and adore you because of your lustre and great valor. You are known by various names. You are Pavanasut, the son of Pavanadeva, the wind god. You are son of Kesari, Kesari Nandana. You are the favorite of Ram, Ramadulari. Hanumanji is the son of Pavandev, as it was Pavanadev who delivered the creative energy, Tejas of Lord Shiva to the womb of Anjani. So, he is Pavanakumara or Pavanasuta. As the son, as it were, of Kesari, the husband of Anjani, he is Kesari Nandana. He is the adopted son of Sri Rama and Mother Sita. So Ram Dulari. And of course, he is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Therefore, Shankara Suvana. When Ravana's atrocities were increasing and he was playing havoc in the world, all the deities prayed to Lord Vishnu. They told him that the earth could not take any more misery caused by Ravana, and requested the Lord to come and save everyone. The Lord said, I will take birth as Rama to free the earth from the evil grip of Ravana. Lord Brahma said to all gods, since Lord Vishnu is coming to this earth, we must all serve him. As he is manifesting in the human form Nara, we should all assume a form lower than a Nara, so we should become monkeys, Vanara. So all the monkeys that served Lord Rama were none other than the gods themselves. Vali was the son of Indra, Sugriva was the son of Surya, and so on. Vayu blessed Anjani and Kesari, the parents of Sri Hanuman, with his own glow, the glow of Vayudev. This power was placed in Sri Hanuman when he was born. Therefore, he is called the son of wind god. Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu are good friends. When one takes birth, the other wants to serve him. Lord Shiva thought, I wish to serve Lord Vishnu when he comes as Lord Rama. If I become a part of his family, he may hesitate to be served by me and may want to serve me instead. But if I assume a lower form, that of a monkey, there will be no such problem. Thinking thus, he placed his Tejas in Sri Hanuman in order to serve Lord Rama. Therefore, Sri Hanuman is known as the son of incarnation of Lord Shiva, Shankara Subhana. And also, as incarnation of Shankara, he is Rudra Avatar. Tej Pratap Maha Jag Bandhana. Bandhana means Vandana. His glow or fame is very great and is praised by the entire world. Everyone sings the glory of Sri Hanuman. Tulsidas ji writes, O Hanuman, your valor and great success are worshipped all over the world. Tej Pratap Maha Jagabandhana. Somewhere a saint brings forth three qualities of Sri Hanuman which makes him Maha Jagavandana, Teja Pratap. One is brilliance. Hanuman is brilliant and teaching us also to become brilliant, bright. God cannot be found without our intellect becoming bright. Jiva should have a brilliant life like Sri Hanuman. Only then he can become a devotee of God. Our saints, rishis, sages, and ancient kings were worshippers of the sun. That is why, by saying Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat, sages worshipped the sun to bring the glory of the sun in themselves. Savitur. Second quality of Hanuman which made him great, Mahapratap, is enthusiasm. What does it teach to us? If we want to engage in devotion or jnana, whichever spiritual path, in service, there should be enthusiasm in life. This thing is for sure. Devotion needs enthusiasm. Spirituality needs enthusiasm. Spirituality should be taken up when we are at our peak of energy, peak of enthusiasm. Not when we have got the sick bed. This enthusiasm comes from the worship of Sri Hanuman. And thirdly, living for others. Hanumanji devoted his entire life to the work of God, leaving a lesson for us: live for others, serve others. In this way, if we try to bring in our life the qualities of brilliance, enthusiasm, and living for others, then our life shall also become as bright as Hanumanji's. We must worship Hanuman and acquire all these qualities from Hanuman and also shine ourselves as brilliant. जय बोलो श्री हनुमान की। जय साई राम।